We're working on the car today, and it's my big brother's channel. It's my first on YouTube.
As you guys can see, I'm having mic problems, so I'm gonna just do a quick voiceover on this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Just want to give you guys some advice on getting rid of your airbag light in case you got to go get your car inspected, or if you got it from auction and you have to get it inspected in order to get your title and registration. So that's the reason I decided to make this video, because there wasn't much information on this online. So I had 3 codes at the time before I decided to replace my Clockspring. I had a B1049 and a B1054, and also I had a B1018. But the 1018 was related to my occupancy sensor, and there are options online in order to bypass your sensor, but I would be careful doing that, because if you have a passenger in your car that weighs less than the recommended amount to where it triggers the airbag light, then the airbag could potentially hurt your passenger if they're too small. So do this at your own discretion. I'm not really recommending you do that. I just did it to get rid of my code. Then I will be putting in different seats. And as far as the other 2 codes, the 1054 and the 1049, I googled this. I tried finding ways to diagnose it. There wasn't much information online besides throwing money at parts. And the first part they recommend you buying to get rid of these codes is your spiral cable, which aka is your Clockspring. So I found one on eBay. It was honestly only like $13. Unfortunately, the seller I purchased it from no longer has them for sale anymore. But I would just check on eBay, make sure it matches up with your year, make, and model. I believe like the Muranos and the, what else has this issue? The Infinitis, the G35s, 37s. It's a pretty common problem. So there's a $13 fix, and it took me probably about an hour and a half to reinstall, and it went well. And then there's you don't need an airbag tool. Oh, sorry. You don't need a scan tool in order to clear the code. There's a reset sequence. I'll try to put a link in the video on how you do it. It's basically like the on off with the key like 3-4 times, and then starting the car, then it should clear it. If it doesn't clear, then you have more than one code. But also I would scan for these codes first, just to make sure you have like a totally different airbag code and you're throwing money at those parts. So be careful doing that. Yeah, so the Clockspring was only $13, and I had to bypass my occupancy sensor, and the bypass module for that was approximately $80, I believe. It's a little expensive. I needed my car registered ASAP, so I had to fork out that money for it. Some people, they do actually replace the occupancy sensor in the seat for the passenger, and there's other ways to bypass it, I believe, using resistors, but I didn't know much about doing that, so I just decided to purchase the module. I'll also put a link for that. I believe it's through Airbag 360. They have a website. Again, do this at your own discretion. I'm not recommending you do that. What else? Yeah, so basically after doing that, both of the codes were gone. I have the scan tools. After I put in the bypass module for the seat sensor, that code was gone, and I had 2 more, and that was for the Clockspring. And the instructions basically said start by replacing your spiral cable, and I did that and reset the code, and it didn't come back, and it hasn't been back since, and I registered my car just fine. So hopefully this information helps you guys out, and I hope you can get your cars, your airbag lights taken care of. Some people may just want to do it to get the light off the dash. I totally understand that. Or you may have like a race seat or like aftermarket seats in your car, and you want to get rid of the airbag light because you don't have an occupancy sensor. So you can also do that. I remember seeing, I believe it was Fresh Kick's video. He purchased the same exact module that I did. His code didn't clear. I'm assuming he had other codes as well, is why his code didn't clear. He did the reset sequence and it didn't work. So make sure you get a scan tool. Try to get your hands on one. They sell them on Amazon for like $50-$60. Make sure it has SRS capabilities, and you can scan and clear your airbag codes. There may be some apps that may be able to do it on your phone, but so definitely get your codes before you start throwing money at parts, so you know exactly what's wrong with it, and you're not hoping that it's one sensor or the other. So yeah, hopefully this information has been helpful to you guys. I'll put all the links in the description that I can, and write the codes down, and I'll try to see if my seller has the item back up. Last I checked, they don't. If they do, then good luck with that. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for future videos. I have a lot more content coming. Sorry I haven't uploaded much content because my camera did mess up, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover on this one right now. It's supposed to be an in-depth tutorial, so stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching. So congrats to those of you who've made it this long in the video. I found a clip of me actually clearing the code. I didn't know I had it, and the audio's all good on it. So I'll go ahead and throw that in there. It's basically just me doing the reset sequence, and it did something a little weird before it actually cleared, so I'll just go ahead and show that. Alright, so I totally forgot about the reset procedure for the airbag. Sure many of you have come across this. If you're here, you've probably done this. So you put the key in. I don't know if I remember correctly. Turn the key into the on position, and the airbag light's going to be on. Then it's going to start blinking. As soon as it starts blinking, turn it off. Then turn the key back on immediately. And then after that, so you want to do that 3 times, and on the 4th time, you don't have to do it immediately. You go ahead and start the car, and the code should be gone. So you can try that. Some people say that this is actually like the way to put it into maintenance mode or something like that. And they say the 4th one should blink slowly or something like that. I've done it a few times, so yeah. So I go ahead and start it. Should go away. Ah! Come on, go away. It's gonna start blinking fast. Usually blinks faster, which is weird. I'll know it's back if it starts blinking fast. I've never seen it blink like that. Like usually it'll like blink a couple times, and then it'll like slowly, then it'll go back to the fast blinking. Like the fast blinking, then it'll stop, slow down. It like kind of gives you the code. My radio's just now turning on, which is weird. So I'm just gonna wait a second. Being optimistic that something is gonna happen. At this point it doesn't, I'm gonna turn it off and back on. Oh, I think it's gone. Hey, it didn't come back on. So it was the Clockspring. Wow. So I don't know if I told this story on the channel before, but I bought the car, airbag light was on. It was for the occupancy sensor. I bought that, and as soon as that came in and I put it in, another code came up for the Clockspring. Now I have, and then, so that's all good now. So, yes sir. I fixed it. Yeah, I can get it registered.
desensitized from real decay.
It's like
weighing on my inner conscious, especially when out of context. Text me for a little convo. Fallen soldiers, come home.
It's like
I just rally for the cause.